This video looks at a while loop in C#. So I'm going to put my code behind this button, and I have a multi-line text box here to put the output in. So a multi-line text box is a regular text box, but it has a multi-line property which you can set to true, and then you can resize it. And I've called that txt output. So my while loop. A while loop is when you want to repeat code over and over again. So what it works on a condition. So you've got your while loop. Now I've just accepted the code snippet here in Visual Studio. So while true, that loop would actually execute forever. So what I want to do is I want a controlling number, so a controlling kind of counter. So int I equals 0. Now I'm going to I want this loop to go 4 times. So that will be int I while I is less than 4. While I is less than 4. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the output into that text box. So it's called text output. So text output.text. Now I'm going to do a plus equal. So that will take what's in there already and concatenate on the output. What I want to put in here is the value of I is, and concatenate onto the end of that I. Now the important thing here is, if you don't increment the counter, the loop will go forever. So it starts off with I is 0. So I is 0. Is 0 less than 4? Yes, it will go inside and output the value of I is 0. I don't have an increment on my counter. So it will go back to the condition 0 less than 4, yes, it'll print out the value of I is 0 less than 4, yes, and so on. So it's very important here to put in an increment. So I++ will add 1 onto I. So now when it goes back the second time, it'll add 1 onto I is 1 less than 4, yes, it'll print out the value of I. Add another 1 on, is 2 less than 4, yes, print out the value of I. Add 1 more on is 3 less than 4, yes, print out the value of I. Add 1 more on is 4. Then is 4 less than 4? No, and that is when the loop would finish. Now I'm going to run that and press on my button here, the while loop. Now I haven't put in any new lines, so as you can see it's all concatenated on there together. The value of I is 3. Okay, so to add in a new line. Now a new line in, and do a plus here, a new line, we'll show you the hard way and the easier way. The new way there, a line, or \n, so that's a carriage return followed by a new line. Now there's a slightly easier way, so that will put in the new lines. Now, so what I'm going to put up here is a string called new line, and there is a class there called environment, and in it there is a string, there's the new line, so it'll work out what the new line character is for this machine. And instead there of adding on \n, I will add on the new line. So that is another way of doing it. And just test that out. Okay. And just want to show you there string interpolation. So instead of adding on, what I can do here is put in a $sign, and now I can put in curly brackets, and in those curly brackets I can put in any expression. So an expression, anything that evaluates to a single value, and put new line there. And that will just save me having to concatenate on the end. It doesn't look like kind of a big deal here at the moment, but if you're adding in somewhere else in the string, this makes it an awful lot easier instead of having to end the string and concatenate on. Now, so that is a while loop. It will loop while the condition is true, and when the condition is no longer true, it will go to whatever code there is after your while loop.